Oh, welcome back, Guardians. So I took a little bit of a break. A little bit of a break. Wow. Okay. Went out to some YouTube spheres and took a look at Ascendant Nomad, TDT, Marlin Games. Haven't seen anything from Daito or Aztec or Cactus. My God, I think there's a whole bunch of others. Anyway, the majority of the tuber community has really been talking a lot of smack about this game. I'm myself too, but I mean, what I bring up is, you know, a perpetual complaint about the fact that I do not appreciate crossplay. Um, I do not have fun with it. I don't feel that it's a viable solution. And yeah, so he talked about Marathon, and this is as Ascendant Nomad. Talked about Marathon and Diablo, and how Marathon is going to be strictly a PvP experience, that's fine. I don't really have an interest. Um, Player versus player is something that I do because in a game like Destiny, it's a means to an end. That end being, of course, trying to grind out this little catalyst here, or this quest, actually. It's a quest for the catalyst, which I am pretty sure I'll probably have to kill like 500 people for. Um, I'll have to, defeat 500 combatants while the gun with the gun itself in order to actually get this thing done. In the meantime, we are 2 down of 35 wins, or 70 losses, or what's the average amount? About 50 or so plus or minus activities. It's going to be a while, which I think is really. I mean, 200 activities. That's excessive. I don't know that higher tier Nightfall completions give you more than 2 points. Um, because it says Crucible and Gambit wins will give you 2 points. So I'm imagining higher Nightfall completions will give you 2 points. So it's 1 point for Vanguard Ops, or just playing basic matches, um, or being part of the seasonal activity, which I'm not sure how spammable that is, because it's like, I'm going to play the season, I'm not playing the season. My choice not to get the, to bring it back around to the point, my choice not to get the season pass or the expansion is mostly because I just didn't feel like it was going to go anywhere. And I was right. Um, I hate being right. I don't like it. I was really hoping that by season 2 things would start looking up, and surprise, surprise, there's extra shit for the expansion, so we're going to go ahead and do this. But no, it's because Bungie is so eager to get Marathon rolling and have it be its esport platform that, yeah, the reason why PvP has been so funky for the last couple of years is because all the star children who have been working on PvP for Destiny all these past years have moved over to Marathon. And again, Marathon is basically going to be a base raider PvP experience. It's kind of like Conan Exile's official PvP servers, but all you're doing, the whole core of the game, is literally collecting loot, storing it in your base, and then getting raided. And there's a game out already that does that. I can't think of it now. Let me go see if I can get to the dashboard. You guys will have to put up with my illustrious voice for the moment. We're going to go for the Explore button, and I thought I saw. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Meet Your Maker. So in the game of Meet Your Maker, you're collecting what is basically DNA, or a resource. You're hiding it in a base, and then other players come and try to break into your base, and you are defending it. Well, in Marathon, it's kind of the reverse. You're raiding a base against other players. So imagine if Gambit was a single battlefield, and both teams were actively on the field trying to bank moats and kill the primeval at the same time. A 4-on-4 combat mode, with the goal that whoever brings down, whichever team does the most damage to the primeval wins the match. So, I mean, personally, I would think that if Gambit had that as a mode, that it would be more popular than anything else in the game of Destiny. Um, Especially if they got rid of the primeval emissaries for this particular event, because all the emissaries do is slow you down. It's a stopgap that allows or encourages the opponent teams to invade you, which is a 1v4 at worst, a 1v3 at best if you're exchanging guardians. And it's really just, it's a source of tedium. It really is. Now, I don't find PvP to be enjoyable in this game, contrary to lots of everybody else's ideas. I've never actually really enjoyed the player versus player experience in any games, except for games like, tabletop games like Magic the Gathering or Warhammer 40,000 or, uh, chess, checkers, that kind of shit. Those kinds of games are meant for this and stuff like that. But I mean, when Destiny was released, it wasn't touted as a player versus player experience. It was supposed to be this evolving story, kind of single player, linear storytelling, or branching narrative. Not even branching narrative, because you were always on rails in this game. You had a campaign that you had to go from point A to point B. There was no way to skip around. You could do side missions like planetary quests and exotic quests and things like that. But if you were playing the campaign, if you were playing the actual RPG, quote unquote RPG mode, you were basically A, B, C, D, all the way down to the final mission, which was, of course, the Black Garden in Destiny 1. Yeah, and so it's I laugh and I joke about how it's like, Destiny has like an hours long linear campaign, and then everything else is just mini games, and it is. It's a collection of mini games. Once I realized that about 4 years ago, my play experience and my perspective of the game, and Ascendant Nomad does talk about perspective here. Really kind of helped me clean things up as far as what I wanted out of the game, how I wanted to spend my time in the game, and how I would feel after leaving the game. I fluctuate back and forth, when running across cheaters or people who are using exploits that the game developers don't seem to be too concerned about maintaining or controlling. And I think it's kind of like Destiny PvP is a cage fight. With no rules, really. And Gambit technically shouldn't even be its own playlist. It should be in Crucible, because it is a PvP experience. The ammo drop rates are PvP, the damage output and damage taken is PvP, and the whole experience of the invaders is PvP. So, I mean, the fact that they have Gambit as a third playlist is just kind of like saying, this product now with 25% less calories, so we're going to charge you 50% more because it's more healthy for you, because healthy foods are more expensive. Come to find out, the product is only 25% less calories because it is offering 25% less product. That's how Gambit is set up in the game's playlist. It's kind of a joke. It's and I'm sure a lot of people realize that and just kind of nod their head and say, yeah, whatever. It's kind of like, well, that you might as well go ahead and put Trials as a separate activity on the playlist. Don't even include it with Crucible, but they do, because it is harder to define it. Gambit was supposed to be the spork between Vanguard and Crucible, and instead it really is just leaning more into Crucible than it is the Vanguard, and that's kind of a disappointment. It's, I really still enjoy Gambit. I mean, I would much rather play Gambit than play Crucible. But right now it's like 10 minutes or less is the guarantee on this game. I thought it was 9 minutes, but I was misinterpreting the clock. I was noticing that I wasn't actually paying attention to the clock when I first logged on into the match, because I was busy trying to secure command points, that kind of thing. Yeah. Really not happy with the way the Hunter plays. So I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I'll actually play Marathon. Because, like I said, it's basically, that is going to be a cage fight. It's going to be everything that Gambit should have been, And maybe that was the whole point of Gambit. Maybe Gambit was always the test bed for Marathon. You know, how successful could a game be if you put the two teams together? I didn't get the credit on that one because they killed him before I could. Dude, that was quickie. Uh-huh. And this, I don't know. So that's my rival. I'm sure Marathon will have rivals in it too. Yeah, because I played Battle Operation 2, the Mobile Suit Gundam game, and it's a gacha game. You know, you're collecting our troopers and stuff to play. And the whole thing for me was the power fantasy of actually piloting a mobile suit. The Gunpla that I actually built. I'm a Gunpla fan more than I am a Gundam fan. And I liked the idea because there was no, you know, faking it out, kind of half-ass phoned in fucking campaign mode. It is very clearly a PvP experience. It's an arena fighter. This guy. I got you, buddy. Shut down. What, I didn't get the payback bounty? The frustration of a bunch of grenades. Got you. If this was Surge, I'd be fucked. Yeah, he's got me. How are we not winning?
Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours.
This map is so crap.
Zone C lost.
I don't understand why I have to punch twice, but everybody else can just punch once. You know? I don't get that. Maybe it's the lead up.
Tell them to line up fast. advantage.
What I don't like about PvP is about how badly it beats up my controller. Ugh, yay. Hey man, if it was worth it, I feel good that I took your whole super.
Zone C lost.
Pushing me, bitch? What the fuck, man?
He has a power play. Remaining.
I'm gonna make you regret sidearms, honey. Oh, I'm sweating too hard for this. And I think that's my big thing, is that I realized that I was playing too hard. I didn't need to. And I was getting close to the burnout, and I don't want to experience that burnout. I felt that already. I did spend a good couple of months just not really doing anything in Destiny, just kind of phoning it in. I think everybody gets there, and when the game itself gets there, that's kind of when you really have to start thinking about whether or not it's worth completely investing. I mean, I still play Pac-Man, I still play Space Invaders, I still play Asteroids, I still play Centipede, Dig Dug. I just, I don't play them all the time. I still play D&D, I just don't play it all the time. There's lots of things that I still do as a hobby. And that's really what this comes down to, that people make hobbies into businesses, which you need to have that, and otherwise there's not a support structure for the rest of the hobbyists. And I believe that since Destiny is wrapping up finally its 10-year plan, which is what they talked about when they first started the game, everyone's getting to the point where it's like, oh fuck, what do we do? It's kind of like the late life crisis that most people go through, which I think is something that mental health specialists do not seem to want to consider. Everybody talks about midlife crisis being, oh yeah, everyone, the classic midlife crisis for the man is he goes out and finds a girlfriend that's half the age of his wife, buys a nice shiny red sports car, starts dyeing his hair black or shaving himself so that his gray beard doesn't show up, and the classic stuff, and I don't think that that's really as important, or I mean, I don't think that's as significant as the person who crosses the 70s and starts realizing, fuck, dude, every day is a gift, and not remembering that every day's been a gift, and whether or not you accepted that gift or used that gift as best as you possibly could. And I think that's what's really going through the community right now in Destiny, is that a lot of people are realizing we've got 2 years left in this game for the most part. I think Destiny 1 is still on servers. I don't think they've mentioned anything about pulling them away, pulling them off the network. But I do feel kind of a little bit salty that Marathon's going to get dedicated servers, a dedicated security team, and Destiny's PvP, which is what's carrying the game right now, is basically just being ignored. We're left to our own devices. And in some way that's okay, because it makes me feel like I have more ownership of what I'm doing in the game. But at the same time, it puts me in a position that, do I accept that I am a strong player, but I am not a great player because I have to deal with the randomness of being shunted into a lobby with people who aren't as good or aren't as interested as winning, and playing against people who are just, I don't know, significantly better. I mean, there was no balance in this whatsoever. Look at this. Look at this. I have a 3.2 efficiency, man. What the fuck? And I was talking half the time. I wasn't even fucking paying attention to the fight. Oh well, that is what it is. That's all I gotta share. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people out there talking shit. It's all shit we all heard. We've been hearing it since Forsaken. I personally think that when Forsaken launched, that was Bungie's development team basically saying goodbye. Um, I hate to say it, but the death of Cade kind of marked the turning point for me in the game. A reminder that things end, and this game is going to end. And how do I want this game to be for me? And like I point out so many times, um, every gun you see here, except for this one, which is my rental, um, because Banshee wants things, but I don't care. You know what? Actually, fuck this shit. I'm done. Okay, um, all of this is all I actually play with. My vault has a few items in it that are on standby because there might be a bounty for them, and that's kind of really all I'm doing is I'm just completing bounties and doing side quests and gradually getting my season pass leveled up. I've got 50 days to get 30 levels. That seems significant because that's about the same progress I have left on this too. Wow, that's curious. Um, but I mean, really, would it be any different than if I set out my Cursed City or Blackstone Fortress or Crypt Hunters? These are all Games Workshop tabletop games where you can play solo missions by yourself. You know, would it be any different than laying out a game of solitaire, whether it be Kings in the Corner or the classic 7 card spread or whatever? Uh, is it any different than what I do for breakfast? I have a collection of items that I put together in different ways, but it breaks down to being the same things over and over, just how you do it. It's something to do. It's something to keep your mind engaged and keep you focused on other things. Yeah, this is the Sterling for Strand fighting. I don't. It's a good fucking gun. It is. It is a decent gun. Um, yeah, so I have a Nezarac's Whisper for my um, glaive, but I don't really need it. Um, I keep bringing it in and keep deleting it, and keep bringing it in and keep deleting it. Oh, guess what I'm doing here? So yeah, basically I have one weapon, except for a sniper, for every possible bounty that Banshee can give me. Um, why do I have this? If I'm going to say grenade launcher, I'm going to say Wither Horde. Right? Alright, there's shotgun. This is the last right scout rifle. I don't need this. I don't. And I have that. I don't need this either, do I? Because I'm not going to be running... The only special weapons I have that I would ever use is this bow, the Tiku's Definition. I'm not even really using this. But I don't, it's there because I'm getting the catalyst for it. So, Harden Our Dust, there we go. And then, of course, this is for the memes. Yeah, this is my vault. This is how I feel about my game experience. What's in here? Mementos, little touch points, touchstones of experiences that I had in the game, places I got to get my character to go to. That's it. It's like you talk about your journey steps, and I had, what did I have? What was I tracking? Oh yeah, Glorious Hal. I have 8% left to build my license. I mean, my title. Yeah, really, they kind of feel like a license, doesn't it? Um, yeah, and then collections. Oh, I got something new. What did I get new? What was new? A sniper rifle. I just collected it and deleted. I don't play snipers. I was in it for a while, but it just kind of like, meh. I don't really like them. The way they play them in this game, it's more about, yeah, Warrior Rubric. That's the one for Vanguard. Yeah, here's some more stuff. What did I get in here? Brazen Wolf. And then exotics. I earned a ornament. I bought an ornament. That's what I did. Yay. Ooh. What is laconic for? Oh, this is for the last word. That's for the Ace of Spades. Or maybe this is for the Ace of Spades. That's for the Thorn. That's for the Rose. Drang or Sturm. Drang, I think. Sturm. Hand cannon. Yeah. I mean, some good designs. Maybe. What the fuck? How did I get this? I must have done something. Okay. Do we even have that gun? Oh, it's for the Ace of Spades. Okay. Burning Red. No, it's not a Toma. Sorry. But yeah, so it's a collector game. That's what Destiny really is. Marathon's probably going to be the same thing, even though it's going to be set up in the strictly PvP arena. Oh my lord, buddy is just lagging hard. Holy shit. Oh, there we go. I'm hoping that crossplay will become irrelevant. Is he doing it on purpose? There's like all kinds of people fucking bouncing in and out. Huh. Oh well. I got other things I'm doing. Anyway, that's kind of basically what I wanted to share. I don't know if I made much of a point. Whatever.